Can you say, swear to me? Can you do that?
Swear to me.
Okay. Hold that for a second, will you? Talk with the audience, say hello.
How's everyone doing? I have a question for the audience.
We have an answer.
Where is she?
Where is he? Who are you trying to kill me? Batman!
Big round of applause for the Kick Crusader, everyone. Who is incidentally probably one of my favorite, if not my absolute favorite comic book character.
One quick thing.
Yes.
We have a lot of people who want to ask questions.
Yes, a lot of people want to ask questions. So, go ahead and I guess we're going to line up there. No running, no pushing, no shoving, no elbowing, no mall walking either. I see you.
No biting, no scratching.
And we will try to do this in an orderly fashion. And we'll try to do this quickly, and I'll try to... Believe me, I ramble, so we make it to 5 of you. In which case, I'm sorry to make all of you stand up. So, you, my darling, first up, what's your question, love?
Hi!
Hi!
Again with the mic.
Oh my god! You were the one that was from last year, right? With the tiny voice?
Oh! I'm sorry! You have the cutest voice in the world! Yes, I'm aware of that.
When you get mad, do you go like, what the hell is wrong with you, dude? Like, do you have a demon voice?
No, I'm like, what the hell is that?
Oh my god. Oh, whoa, okay, no one make her angry, please. It's good to have you back, sweetheart.
Thank you.
What's your question, love?
She's behind me, never mind.
Who's behind you? I don't know. Who's behind you? Hi. A lot of people. What's your question, sweetie?
I have a question about Black Butler.
Oh. I probably have a long, rambling answer.
It is... I would like you to answer this as Sebastian. So...
You want me to answer as Sebastian? All right. Oh my god. I'm going to totally make a ringtone out of that. So go on, what's your question?
Sebastian, my question to you is, you seem like a very, very intelligent demon, or butler. So,
By the way.
how do you feel about the setting in Black Butler? How they would incorporate actual historical documents like Jack the Ripper and other stuff like that into Black Butler? And what is your favorite type of cat?
My favorite type of cat? Was that the second part?
Yes.
Is that what you said? My favorite type of cat? I have to be very careful how I answer that because I have a cat at home, you see, and his name is Mr. Angus. I did not name this creature. It came with that name. He is my favorite type of cat. He's a big, lazy, furry mound of cat. He looks a bit like a Holstein cow. He's gigantic. He sheds so much hair, there are tumbleweeds of cat hair all over our house. I go with him and it's like he's come with me because there's cat hair all over me. I'm like, I haven't even touched him today. These just came out of the wash. How the hell is it? Never mind. So Mr. Angus, my cat, is my favorite sort of cat. If I answered differently, I'd have hell to pay when I got home, so, you know, there's that. And as far as the extent to which they incorporate actual historical events and themes into the show, I love it personally because as a huge reader myself, having read since I was a child, I always felt extremely at home in the Victorian era literature and just that historical epoch in and of itself. So I loved it and going, oh, that's wonderful, and seeing the cobblestone streets and seeing the detail on the carriages and the Queen Victoria and all that really sort of takes me back. Not to my childhood, I'm not that old, but to when I was a child and reading things like Sherlock Holmes or Jules Verne novels or what have you. So I love that, I really love it. I've always, for some reason, felt very much at home on the cobblestone, fog-enshrouded streets of Victorian London, though I'm pretty sure the reality of it is that it probably stunk. But, you know, it looks beautiful, certainly. So, does that answer your question, ye of the adorable voice?
Yes, thank you very much, Sebastian.
Yes.
I'm now going to this field girl squeal over there.
You're welcome, my lord. It's so cute, so cute. There are dogs barking 5 miles away now. What's your question?
Hi, actually I've got like 2 questions. The first one is probably just a generic one because I can't think of anything at the moment. Too early in the morning to admit. Anyway, the first one was like, as far as like anime goes, you say you were like a fan of anime like a long time ago.
Yes.
So what was the first anime that you could recall watching that just hooked you right in?
The first anime I can recall watching that hooked me right in was the Battle of the Planets. Well, it was several things, but it was actually, it all turned out to be, it was Space Battleship Yamato, which was the first show not only the first anime I ever watched, it was actually the first really classy, sophisticated show I ever watched. That wasn't like Sesame Street or something. I mean, I was a kid watching these animated shows going, you know, wow, you'd watch animated shows that I've completely forgotten about now, the stuff that they made for us here in America when I was a kid, things like the Gummy Bears or the Smurfs. Which you're like, okay, this is, and I was a kid, it was just something, it was the television equivalent of a babysitter for my parents. But when I first watched this really cool show about, you know, this war, this epic galactic space opera going on, I was completely absorbed into it and never encountered anything like it before. And that show has gone on to completely frame the sort of, it shaped my tastes in all other types of storytelling, because at that point in my life, it was the most compelling, dark, also just sophisticated piece of storytelling I'd ever encountered. And so it remains a big, big cornerstone of my taste. So, thank you.
Good.
Do you have another question?
Yes, the second question is actually more of a request, and this goes back to what my sister was saying about Black Butler. But my request is this. At the end of every sentence, can you say, "Yes, my lord," in Sebastian's voice?
Oh, that's right. You both had me doing the daddy thing last year, didn't you? Don't think I've forgotten that. Don't think I've forgotten that. Fine, yes, I'll do it. Yes, my lord. It's going to get more and more blasé as the day wears on. Oh, yeah, that's a great question. Yeah, yes, my lord. Okay, next question. Next up.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Nicole, and I would like to ask maybe like a request / question.
Shoot.
How would Sebastian and France, you play France, correct?
Yes. Where is this going?
Calm down. Alright, so as France, Sebastian, and Kyoya, how would all 3 act if they were drunk as shit?
I don't think France would change much.
We all know that.
We're like, they all like in a room together, sitting on a couch, like in front of a lava lamp, just drinking schnapps or something. Is that what's going on? I mean, Kyoya would be like, I've said this before, I think Kyoya would just tell everyone what he thought of them and then pass out sucking his thumb or something on the end of the couch with his glasses all tilted, you know, and then France would be like writing on him. I don't think Sebastian would be a gin drinker, because I like gin. I'm a gin drinker when I drink. Well, in gin and tonics, it's a very British drink. And gin drinkers, though, you can always tell from other drunks, because they're not as sloshy, they're not as, hey! Gin drinkers try so desperately to hold it together that it is tragically hysterical. Like, a person who is drunk on beer will walk like this. A gin drinker who's drunk on gin walks like, to them, totally normal, but the entire world is a flight of steps. So they're sort of tilted forward like this. And you can totally see them, you know, but other than that, they're like, oh yes, no, everything's fine. Yes, no, officer, I've only had one drink. 5 times.